Okay. Well, where do I start? Welcome back, my divine panel. To divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. All right. So, I haven't done reviews in a while in the car, so I wanted to have like a daylight version of me, without any shade, any like crazy amount of shade. So, just give me a second. Am I itching them and they're just bubbling? Is that what's happening? It's okay. Okay, let's get started here. Okay. So, what's coming this month? We ought to know. And so, starting off with that, while shuffling, I got very wonderful cards. First off, I got the Star and Temperance on my solo time, just doing the prefix that came out. It's foreboding. Basically, wishes granted. Wishes like very satiated on that front of hopes being fulfilled. And I was quite surprised. I didn't know what to expect out of this. It was first going to be this title, and then I was going to reorient it to what should I prepare for this month. But then I felt the energy, and I felt so much greater than asking what's coming this month, and just being more direct about my Q&A, not to be afraid of that. And after you've come from a culture that discourages that kind of behavior, um, about being direct unless, yeah. So I just, it's good practice for me. Star with Temperance, both are, feet in the water, at least one of them, and also mediating with 2 cups, if I recall that correctly. So this is like the Star, like the poster child for true alchemy, manifestation of not just self-realization, like the Four of Wands, and the self-actualization, which is the Lover's card, but truly shining in that dual display. So we have got the Star card, which I shall fully claim, of course. Like, why not? With Temperance, like that's moderated. Do you know how many people get ruined by fame? Um, it's like um, I it's not that I don't see myself getting up there. I think there has been blockages um that I didn't quite recognize as like the Eight of Swords type of energy. So remember when I told you like how if I didn't see something happening, like I could not picture it all, um, kind of inferred that it doesn't really exist for me. I've talked about that, how I felt about my channel and how I'm, doing um, here and how it doesn't feel real. However, um, it's not 100% accurate within those words alone. I think it's more like I feel it, I know it, um, I I've earned it, um, like such placement, but at the same time, I think that there's, part of the package deal in managing how other people see it, other people's prayers or curses on you. And so I that's why I feel like it exists, though there's like some sort of blockage, Eight of Swords energy. And looking at this with the Star and Temperance card, like this is like full tank moving forward. What's coming this month for me is just it's wonderful. Like it's it's hard to explain in the public forum within my locality because in my brain I'm telling you there's still this thing that doesn't click yet, that like I'm still living like a regular life, and until there are signs that I'm not. And so I'm just kind of digesting that as I move along. But the more aware I am, like the more I put myself out into practice, like in occultist measures, um, the more I'm able to acclimate my understanding so that I'm not like way off in one world of like just how things used to be before the realization part and actualization, intro to actualization part. So that's where I'm at. And so the true header cards for this intro became Two of Cups on the recipient side. And of all things, the most wonderful pairing is the Three of Swords in reverse on the manifestation side. Again, I come in peace. This is unity. This is having same goals um, and executing them together. So this is kind of like a glorified lab um, practice classic where everyone's doing well on the lesson. And you know, it's a learning forum, so obviously, being that it's it looks like a fun one, a positive environment. There's no heartbreak induced at all. Like, what is it? No animals were harmed in the making of this, you know, film. That kind of energy. So this is good. And it doesn't appear to be so straight-laced using that kind of verbiage that you can have a little bit of your animal out. So, and nobody's gonna get their eye poked out or eye shot out. That's what that is. Okay. So what's coming this month? Oh, and then as I was opening up, like this was stuck to my shirt. Like, I don't know when I was pulling cards, and so this is High Priestess in reverse. So this is being objective with what you know, your downloads that you are receiving, Tina. It is bottom of the deck, King of Wands. Yeah. So this is again about meeting and greeting, and when you introduce yourself to others, um, you're like a force to be reckoned with. It's hard to forget you. The King of Wands making um, it's like a memorable feature as you're making your rounds. Like you make your point without saying like I told you so. This is making a firm impression. You see, um, even like in dot matrix form at you see, um, and so you don't deny yourself that this world exists, but you do hold your tongue a bit in being and allowing time to also give context to whatever actions are whatever is out there really conversing with you when you answer that door. So what's coming is upcoming. What's coming is upcoming. What's coming is such beautiful relationships, bonds, teamwork commitment, as you can see right here. I mean, this kind of projects the future of the Three of Pentacles. And I've told you before, regardless of what the Three of Pentacles symbolizes, it recognizes profound opportunity, applaudable achievements, even in like the nonverbal communications of alliances. Um, that distance learning even, or even a more tangible sense of absolutely like lab work under the same roof. So this is good. This is good. um, what my divine panel so far, what I've recognized is that they are putting me on a path with not a huge amount of specifics. This is also continued trust in its elaborate form of life, but you know, I think to get fixated on a particular outcome is not healthy for me at this time. Um, yeah, they want me to like fall in with certain energetics, and so it's so much more satisfying and um, magical in order for the universe to like surprise me with some delight from news, please. I was already surprised. I went through my mail, and then I saw that there was a check there for what I did not expect. I just assumed the cost and something happening, and it pays for a fraction of my business licensing. You know how kind of like subtle support systems, like any way possible that's um uh my support crews, my riot crews can help. Like, it was just so unexpected. It wasn't like a shit ton of money, but it was a good fraction, at least, you know, a fifth or even a quarter of what's remaining on the payables. And so it's like, okay, I think I can figure this out. It's time to get a move on today, as far as the response time, like just activating that part of me. Now, like, I've been kind of resistant on this, you know, trying to get things going, like jump over this hurdle, flawlessly. However, um, I just realized if I really want something, I'll make amends to get there. No excuses like, oh, this is not doing really well. I don't have very much of the numbers here, so whether they're on public display or in my pocket, you know, like and this is not a complaint. This is just an observation that's very factual. You have to take all your fact findings and gather them and take them into consideration. So that's what I'm doing. Um, so it's hard to deny myself of what's playing out on the tangibles. But if I really, really want something, the risk isn't like putting myself in like, oh, I'll have to spend X amount, like pull something out of pocket right now for the gamble that it's going to pay off before the next mortgage. You know what I mean? Like that was my previous mindset. But now it's like, you know what? I have a lot of resources, and you know, if it's $20 here, $10 or whatever, selling off certain things that um that would kind of cut the cost in just basically fund whatever fees are going to get me to the next step. It doesn't mean that, oh, I have to go back to one of my fast food jobs again if they'll take me back, you know, um in order to find and have that deducted out of like unemployment and you know like all this funky stuff happening um in order to like basically risk it again. So like I have ways of doing that. So if that's what they're talking about, then that's what I will do. It feels a little petty in its incremental stance, but if those are the buying behaviors that I need to initiate, then so be it. I'll okay, I'll just go ahead and do that um and it'll move me forward. So there's that. Why did I share all this stuff with you? Holy smokes. I think releasing the blockages. So, what's coming this month is, from what I can say, assessing things. It's very much traction, getting yourself out of the mud. And you know what I learned also in alternative ways to use like cat litter if you don't have a cat. Well, I already knew through elementary that it's to clean up like throw up, help clean up like throw up and like certain spills. But what did they also say? To get your, if I remember this correctly, to get your tire stuck out of like the mud. Oh, I think it's because mud is wet and then it absorbs and then so it gives you traction because it's like a little bit like gravel as well. There you are. So I guess that's good to know in if like you are on the road basically. Anyway, um this fell on the threshold. Is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's an investment, a huge investment to self. Um, long-term goals on that. What's coming is, hmm, what is, let's get clarity on this. Does this mean that I have to be more frugal, um, with my exterior investments and just everything is just allotted to me? But what is that? Or is that something upcoming, like an upcoming entrepreneur? What is this? Tell me, my fabulous life. Okay. Oh, King of Pentacles. Whoa, they're gonna turn this mother out for sure. Oh my goodness, this is what do you call it? The yin yang version of ins and outs of what do you call it? Of the like pentacle energy, tangible world. It's inclusive of hedonistic of the hedonistic valve. But this is the counterpart, back to back on the threshold. It's like after you, my lady. And if you're talking on a more singular sense, it's like okay, um, this is being more blunt about your entry. Yeah, your so it's like you don't always have to do things with grace, Tina. Sometimes you just have to like stomp forward over the threshold, even if you got your rain boots on and they're like they have mud on them. You gotta get, you know, you gotta get in. Um, but I think this is a firm in. Like, just get out of the rain. Forget about like any mud splashes or whatever on the, on the interior if you when you cross that threshold. This is about action, not about grace. Like, this is not about like the looks of things. This is about the doing of. So that's what they're saying here. And this is also like for a great while, I have to tell you, in having to be particular with expenses, um, like it can stress you out so much as like leaving your bank account stagnant because like you don't know if you're gonna have enough to cover certain things, so you just kind of avoid it because like what does it matter sometimes when you don't have enough? Um, and so Um, I've gone through bouts of that, and this is nice because I can talk about it without like feeling like I'm gonna crumble. Because I've lasted this long. Holy crap! How did that happen? Okay, so um, that's another sign of like I must be doing good work if it's you know like some things will fall late, of course. Sometimes that may happen, but yeah, it can be figured out. And again, um, so there's that. Okay, that's an important realization that you don't have to be stuck in one way to like attain things. Um, okay, so feedback. Let's get some feedback. My divine channel. What's coming this month for me? December 2024, primarily. Hmm. Oh, strength and the full card. Holy smokes! Talking about a firm step forward over that threshold. Look at it. Like that gate is insane. Like, it is it. It's like she can do pom poms. She can do splits. The most of all, she can kiss. What? You know, like that patty cake song, the where you kind of like, no. I have it. Yeah, something like that. And then you move your legs, and it's like, the big, a huge stride. This is crazy. So, talk about traction. This is like traction by your own means, um, by your own limbs. So this is freestyle basically with a full card, like super youth, sonic youth. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, so this is again not having to do with ultimately grace. So grace can still be executed and provided in these like I wouldn't call them messy, just like a child out in the open daytime and have you ever smelled like like sweat, smelling your own sweat as a child? You had so much fun you didn't realize like your bodily awareness except being in the moment. And then finally when things settle down you're like on the car ride home you smell your sweat. Yeah, basically like that. So grace is provided in that realm. Um, yeah. Okay. So my twin panel, what is coming for me? This like this month, December 2024. Anything else? Gosh, it's only been like 20 minutes. Ooh, it's the devil card inverted and the moon card. Oh, look at threshold. And there's something right behind it too. Oh, the sun card. It's like hot spicy. This is like bubbling boilers. This is insane amount of manifestation. Like insane. Insane. Like think about like your celebrity psychic like insane. In freaking sane manifestation. This fell on the threshold between the driver's seat and the door. It caught up on a bridge. Like like that. It was like that, face up. You know how insane that is? The moon card backed by the devil card. This is a massive amount of manifestation. So whatever that looks like here, it's okay. Like, I forgot I was working minus the Queen of Wands, so it was just something that I picked. So at the deck to the King of Swords. Now this is matter of fact, like a manifestation, matter of fact. Like, what is it? You betcha. King of Swords making an appearance again. Yeah, you betcha I back her. That's crazy. This is also a psychic. Somebody very good in the mental scapes. This could be like FBI, CIA kind of energetic here. This is somebody this is like a PI type of energy, but also very, very hardworking. They're not just like, oh, you get the certification, you learn how to do this and that, and then you're off on your own. No, this is well applied. This is like a way of life. This is somebody that could, I don't know about off the grid. It could be a very, very, very small fraction. If so, you know who you are. But this is King of Swords is someone definitely here that can do like the remote viewing, um, astral project, um, very much of the intellect, and almost has like 20/20 vision. Works within the spectrums of light and travel and cognitively speaking, like very well versed. So well versed, like the crisp folds of an intricate like origami design. You see? Yeah. Matter of fact. Um, yes, interesting. I don't know why I keep hearing in my head, but I don't know how to say it. But it's just like somebody, like, am I allowed to say it? Hold on, I don't want to embarrass some judgment. Yeah, even more so. This person, um, um, when they're like in bed, like as a sexual partner, they um they like talking, but it's not like your usual like um in the heat of the moment type of actually it's more like that in the heat of the moment, but it's also very um like the clarity of the diction. This is more like S&M verbal. It's I don't know, like there's intellect displayed in the communications when getting hot and heavy. Like this is like clear in communications, but also very much turned on by um, the array of intellect that can be displayed in such a like an off guard type of moment. Um, yeah, it's very very particular on that. Interesting. Yeah, that's insane. So this goes without saying that this is a person that is very um selective. Mm-hmm. Selective. Particular. Particular can, be conceived as picky, but when I say selective, they make their selection. You make their selection. Like, there is no doubt that it's not going to keep them away. It's not an inhibitor. Their sense of, it's not just a matter of preference, it's being very precise and accurate and therefore successful. This is saying successful in their pursuits to narrow down and hone in on making those selections. Um, but this again, the selections are few and far between. It's like very very much of a rarity to find that in another person. Um, yeah. So that's very interesting. Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm telling you. I am telling you. They're saying that I can do this. Um, undercover, I can do that. But yeah, none of course, yeah. They know it. Where did this be a Seven of Swords? Like you stole the show. You like speechless. Like you took the words out of my mouth. Speechless. Holy smokes, for sure. Like you could take the Five of Swords. You got the one up for sure. I do not know what to say. Two of Swords, speechless. Like my mind is like I don't I can't even think of what to say. It's one thing of like wanting to like knowing what to say, but like actually saying the execution process, there can be a lot of inhibitors in that. What do I say? Like it's the most perfect thing, but they're like with this, it's kind of like that. But then, that's crazy. What? So it's coming as there's a bit of that. I have that backing. That's great. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so when you're into 30 minutes. And thank you for all my new subscribers, my new 10,000. And, mm, yeah, my supporters, thank you for, your equal and abundant, investments, in and of light and love. I truly appreciate it. Okay. And you. So, got Four of Pentacles in reverse and Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, this is camping out, shish kebab energy together. This is familiarity and sharing like the bonds of what we talked about before in the past few readings, like the past three. Anyway, well, not continuous, but this is um elevating the experience of like I think the Thanksgiving one, the relatability. So like, you know, sometimes like, okay, so the deadline passed, you submitted the stuff. Does the client like ultimately like it, the end customer, etc.? What's the feedback, etc.? There's after something has been executed, product line or whatever release, um, like there's not much more that you can really do. Like a lot of the heavy lifting is already over. So in the spare time, it's like you have to switch gears and like prepare on the marketing side, like customer feedback. You have to like, there's certain things that you have to set up for in um, making it a 360 experience, like without a hitch is what they're saying. So for Pentacles, like you do know that you can do, but you're not going to be micromanaging something. And then the Two of Swords in reverse is more like Two of Swords in reverse. Oh, why did I open it? Hold on. The Justice. Okay, so this is good. So you've done all the justice that you can do, um, and on both sides. So Two of Swords in reversal is like, you're free to go. It's like dismissed, you know. But at the same time, it's like knowing that you um invested well. Not that you just did all that you could do, but knowing that that was a good investment. So in hindsight, you can collectively say that, and regardless of whatever the response is, um, my readiness was there. My willingness was there. I had fulfilled the deadline, and so the environment is going to speak up in its current market, in its current conditions. So whoever is on the recipient side, we do not, what do you call it, manipulate, okay? We've already done all the manipulation techniques like the firm and Chris folds of this origami thing. You see, you breathe life into it just like that. Chris folds just like that. Um, and there's that. Okay, oopsie. Excuse me. So bottom of the deck is the Fountain in reverse. Okay. And I think that's it for now. I don't want to go too long on this 33:11 on the clock. It's already moving pretty quickly. So I don't know if this is gonna come out like fragmented, but Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Chariot in reverse. So um this is like, even though I'm doing this and there's other things that need to be done, this is still a firm investment in like taking a moment, taking a breather, and before the next transit, and being good in where you're parked. hmm Like, don't look at the Chariot in reverse as a realm of stagnancy or um, this is just like a little bit of a pit stop, stretch. Free your mind a bit, shake off the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I feel like that's good. I'll get one form for a clarifier on that. Okay, those two. Seven of Wands and Six of Swords. Yeah. Again, this is navigation, but it's also having advantage on the path. hmm some of the advantage is seeing like other energetics down there as well. Um, but this is also foreboding success in its upper hand knowledge. So it's not like you would automatically assume that these Six of Wands are like poking and prodding at you like they're against you. Here it's kind of displayed as like those are the people that look up to you and maybe look you up or something. You know what I mean? Let me look you up and down till you say stop. Let me play, do the things you want me to. Cause not tonight, baby. Anyway, Six of Wands. These are people that celebrate you, like, but you have to keep your distance from the crowd because you're in public. You got to move on, etc. That kind of energy. Um, yeah, it's kind of Yeah, it's kind of like that. And so it's to the extremes. Let's say this is like paparazzi or something, but this is like you're off on your way to now. You have to navigate through the world, um, with how you are known and also how you're not known, having that wiggle room to justify that not everybody knows you, and not everybody knows you in its fuller sense. So there's that. Okay, so what's coming this month, December 2024 in particular, primarily, you hear the sirens, is coming through with a sense of urgency on the tail end, but it's making its way through. No heavy adjustments needed on the road. There's plenty of space there, from what I judged. Yep. And so this is it. Again, this is not to put too much pressure on you, Tina. This is just saying things are looking really good. And again, about doing, not about doing things gracefully. Okay? So King of Cups, I do have stellar support for sure. Page of Swords in reverse. I have support in both forms. The ones that are hidden are like higher ups. These are kind of psychics in the industry. Um, very, very, very intuitive, also business savvy, um, people person because they can kind of read the room with ease and do really well with the tides, the shifting of the tides. So I have that undercover. That's my energetic, and that is what is also law of attraction. This is like when you specialize in the law of attraction. This is like it's huge, huge benefits. Um, On the more obvious side, what's also a helping hand are those that are gossiping, those that are like, she's, what do you call it? There's like a derogatory, like, phrasing for it. It's like, what is it? Jesus Christ warriors, or what do you call them? Like, what do you call them? Community, like, what is it? Community cop, or what do you, I forget what you call it. Spiritual justice war. I don't know. Like, um, there's a like woo-woo, derogatory, way of like referring to these people in my field. So some might be saying shiz about me, but like this water cooler petty everyday talk is kind of just like publicity. And you know what I realized this morning, or actually maybe last night, I realized that bad bad publicity goes both ways. So even if I'm being talked about in a negative aspect, you can see that in occultist terms of curses or whatever. But that goes both ways. You know what I mean? So it's not like ultimately it's going to do them harm more than it is on me. And so, it's like you can't get out of that. Like it's not, when you look at the reality of things, it's not really double talk. It's just getting you by till the next lie. And, you know, they're saying the House of Cards falls upon that. So, it's flimsy. So, if somebody's speaking ill of you, um, that bad publicity reflects more on them. We've heard it several ways, but it was just a reminder for me that like somebody talks smack on me. The realization is that um, uh, subconsciously set, those that are the, what do you call it? The stories that are being pushed on another ear, subconsciously it's setting a seed. Like this person is, well, basically, you know, there's no, um, stopping this energetic, like, um, the, um, um, that depiction is highly unfavorable to the point where you have to realize that um, it can apply to anyone, including the recipient. Um, so anyway, there's that. Okay. But this is also when you're going upon entry level, this is basically also the high priestess of the very youthful state. Um, just kind of observing the environment, detached from it all. Like I just pulled the sword out of the stone. I don't know what you're talking about. This whole myth thing, this legend. I just got the sword out of the stone, dude. That's what I did. Okay, don't ask me. That's what I did. Okay, so cool. Okay. All right. So what are my three takeaways? The lover's part, self-actualization. I'm here. I'm here. But this is very much bonded in a mirrored experience. So I do have just beautiful kin crew. Absolutely. Like like Glinda the Good Witch, or even I've seen this before in another movie. Was it? But it was basically the bubble, like Glinda coming through. Okay, there's another. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. Okay. The second takeaway is Six of Cups in reverse. So I do have underground crew as well. Different kinds of bubbles here. Yeah. Yeah, this is wonderful. Okay, so uh Six of Cups in reversal. Let's try to clarify for that because yesterday at the store I saw some guy that I would not normally see anywhere. But with a dog. I want to call him a hound, but I don't know if that's it. It had like the mask face, like the Hannibal Lecter thing. But even still, with it being a big dog, I still wanted to see him. Still wanted to see him because he's a very, very good dog. Just being, very protective. Anyway, Four of Wands here. Yeah, this is very much kin crew, undercover, but very stable. Very stable, so you don't have to worry about the undercover part being shady. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what they're saying. These are people that you could play like lightsabers with out on the beach. Just pick up a stick. Let's figure this. Yeah. Okay. My third takeaway is Three of Wands. Things are coming through. You're pulling them through. Um. mhm. It's ringing the rope, but also binding it, and it's like circular aspect. So it's kind of like a weave of past, present, and future. This flexibility, and you see the pretzel down here. The flexibility and that intertwining, that kind of like a DNA type of strand on its tangible sense. You see, as you're pulling the cord through. So this is basically like spinning, like when you spin yarn. It's very much like that on your DNA energetic level to me. Isn't that amazing? You're bringing things through, things that you didn't realize you had. Clarifier is Page of Wands in reverse. Something's about to start up. Like that is like, you know, we used to have this like plastic Tweety bird type of toy, and like it had a mask that looked a little Hannibal Lecter scary kind of, because it, you know, chippered away like that. This Tweety bird, so you pull the ring, the string with a ring around it, and you pull it in its back, and it goes basically like that. So that's what's happening here. Um, it's about to like something's about to speak up into existence. So clarifier, Nine of Pentacles. So self-sustenance, like, this is good. You're doing great, Tina, and like this is amazing. So I'm gonna leave it there for right now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, light to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification in me, only me, hassle free, no doubt, and no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Okay, I think that's it. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of allow in light and love up to the portals in this reading.